What's up, y'all? I've said time and time again that I love me a good bougie luxury vlog, the beauty maintenance routines, but I do not have thousands of dollars every single month to spend on stuff like hair and nails. So over the past few years, I've been teaching myself how to do things, and so I'm basically self-taught when it comes to like my hair, my lashes, things like that. So I just decided to walk you guys through my beauty maintenance routine for those of you who need like a more budget-friendly option. And first things first, I'm getting this home in order. It looks like a train wreck from this morning and last night, getting the kids ready for school. And I just find that my environment is a direct reflection of my mental state. Like, I cannot thrive like this. I do not play when it comes to keeping my house clean. So once the kids get dropped off, I get started on just getting my house in order. And I find that whenever you're going through your beauty maintenance routine, if you light a candle, you have a clean home, it kind of makes you feel like, you have a salon experience. And so that's going to be the first thing I do before I start anything else. Now, if you are new here, I am a mom, and not just that, I am a working single mom. But of course, I still like to keep my home up. But the two places I just cannot seem to get it together on are my kids' rooms. I don't even care. I'm just going to throw the stuff out the way and close the door and walk the other way. That way I can pretend that it's clean, because if you clean it and then they come home and it literally looks like, you didn't do anything to it. Now, going back to the whole working single mom thing, I cannot do a whole beauty maintenance routine in one day. So I have broken this up over pretty much this entire week. But first things first, I'm going to be doing my lashes today, or just refreshing my lashes. And I like to start off by washing my face. My skincare routine, you guys keep asking for it. It's very basic. I use Cetaphil to wash my face. And then I got this scrubber thing, which was like $5.99 for a pack of 3 at home. And even though I do my own lashes, and it's probably not the professional glue that the real professionals use, I still like to wash my lashes. And I find that my lashes can last up to a week if I wash them morning and night. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just patting my face dry and then trying to dry my lashes as best as I can. And you can see homegirls are still holding on. Sorry for whatever is on my face, but they're still holding on. I am a really rough sleeper, so I am missing lashes in 2 places. They decided to pop off on my pillow last night, so I am just needing to pop those back on. Now, professionals, please do not come for me, but this is everything that I use when I'm doing my lashes. So I have the little mascara wands that was $2.99 from the dollar store. Got this from the dollar store too. I like buying the strip lashes versus the individuals. I just find that it's easier for me to put them on. I don't know why I struggle so bad with the individuals. And I use the Falscara Bond and Seal. This is the GOAT. I have not found a glue like this that actually stays, and it cuts the time that it takes in half, because it has like a mascara wand versus you having to dip your lashes into glue. And then the Falscara Overnighter, if you want them to last multiple days, you can go in with that, add a little razzle dazzle, and then you'll be good to go. So I am starting off by just kind of brushing through my lashes, and you can see, baby, the lashes are staying, even though I just washed my lashes and my face. So I find that the one con with doing your lashes this way, especially using strip lashes that you cut up, is that they can get very clumpy. So about day 3 or 4, I noticed that they are not as fanned out as they were when I first put them on, but I kind of like the clumpy look because it looks like I have a lot more mascara. Also, if you sleep on your face like me, they can also get straight, so I would recommend buying like the lash curler, but I'm really not that invested, so I just kind of make it do what it do, and whatever it does, I'm going to keep it on my eyes until I'm ready to, take them off. So you will see here I'm using like the ingrown hair removal tweezers versus the regular tweezers. I like precision, I need precision, and the regular tweezers were just not giving it to me. So I recommend going with your own comfort level, just so you don't poke your eyeball out. So if this is not your thing, you don't have to go this route, but I like it because it just helps me to put the lashes on more precisely. And one thing I will say too with this mascara system, do not dry your lashes with any type of towel or paper towel. I use cotton balls on my face night and day. You can kind of see what's left of them on my skin, and I have not yet learned my lesson, so here I am trying to get the fuzzies out of my lashes. All right, so boom, I am using the Bond side of the mascara wand, and this is really freaking easy, y'all. I put on a couple of coats. If I were doing my whole entire eye, I would go across the whole eye, and this is why it's so much less time consuming versus the other method I was using, because you can slap on your lashes all at one time as long as you've put that bond on your real lashes, and then you put the fake lashes under your real lashes, and it just gives you this natural individual lash look. All right, and besides me struggling to figure out where to place the dang camera, you can see here that it just looks more natural. It looks like your lashes. As long as no one is literally sitting up under you, no one will be able to tell. All right, next up is hair removal. I am no longer interested in paying someone to rip the soul from my body when I can do it myself. So I started off with a Sally Hansen wax kit just so I can try the beads. Fell in love with the beads. Like, they are going to rip every hair from your body. And then once I finished that wax kit, I bought my own beads, and I've had this for about, I want to say, going on a year, y'all. So it really does last. And then I have this little wax bowl and a little wooden stick that I got from like Dollar General. So you'll pour the beads in there, and then you place it in the microwave for a couple of minutes until it's like the consistency that you need. All right, so we're gonna mix that bad boy on up. I did have to put it in the microwave again because it was not loose enough. It was too thick. But I am in the living room because the living room has the best light. So no, I do not typically do my waxes in the living room. I have my Ulta bag just to put the wax peelings in, just to keep the area clean. And we are gonna go ahead and get started. So this is about as far as I'm willing to let my underarms go. I go to the gym often, and I just cannot be lifting weights and I'm looking like, Chewbacca. So that is as far as I'm willing to let my underarm hairs go. Of course, you want some type of underarm hair or hair because you don't want to be waxing off your skin. So you are going to have to let yourself go just a little bit more than you would if you were using a razor to shave. And so I get the wax out of the wax bowl, do a little bit of blowing on it so it's not too hot, and then we are going to apply it. And this is when you actually have to be a sister soldier, okay? Because it's going to rip the soul from your body, especially if this is the first time that you're doing it. I'll pat it to make sure that it's dry and ready to go. Take a deep breath and then just rip it off. Now I'm gonna give you the good and the bad, and you can see from my face that we are just having a time, honey. And the one bad thing about doing your own waxes is that sometimes it can leave little pieces on whatever area that you're waxing, and so you're putting yourself through more hell because you actually have to go through and rip off those little pieces. And with these beads, those little pieces are gonna have some hair attached to them, so it's gonna hurt. I don't know if it's how I'm applying it. It could be, but I just find that the wax does not always come off in one piece, unfortunately, and that's just one of the things that's gonna happen. So you'll see here there are some pieces that I was just no longer willing to pluck. So I go in with my vitamin E skin oil that I use on my face. I find that using an oil, it helps to take off those little pieces a lot faster and easier. So I'll go in and rub those pieces off using the oil. And once I'm done with that, I'll go in with ingrown hair pads. This is from First Aid Beauty. It does include BHA, AHA, and glycolic acid. I am extremely prone to ingrown hairs and those marks that can last literally up to a year. So I just find that this routine, going in with waxing and then using the ingrown hair pads, this just helps to prevent those marks and ingrowns. So you'll see here the good side and then the hairy side. And I will go ahead and start my skincare routine for my underarms after I do my waxes until it is time to start waxing again. Next up are nails. Now I do my own polish with regular polish, but I want something that actually lasts. So I went to Walmart, got this sensational UV light and a gel polish. It turned out to be a hot mess, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I wanted something that was actually going to last because these nails of mine, something had to be done. You can see here, I did not go back for a fill. I don't know why I continue to kid myself. I want to be a bougie Betty so bad, but yet I will not go back and maintain what I started. So anytime you guys see me going to the nail salon, please just roll your eyes and continue going on because I'm not gonna go back and get the fill. So I decided I'm going to learn how to do them myself. Now here is what I use: the Sensational Color Gel Polish as well as the Sensational UV Light. I do not recommend it. I like the UV light, but as far as the gel polish, I recommend staying away from that brand. I don't know if I got a bad batch, but it was just chunky and it was not curing. All right, so literally about a day and a half, my nails started popping off. I tried to get the gel polish a chance. It was just not working. The whole entire polish on the nail, not chipped, I'm talking about the whole entire polish, it popped off. It made me very upset. And so I went to Ulta and got good old Sally Henson and her gel polish and just decided to try that brand. And I'm very excited and glad that I did because it turned out beautiful. So after soaking my nails just to soften my cuticles and doing just a little quick touch up to my nails, this is what I got. So the Sally Henson Step 1, this is the base coat, and then I got the actual polish. This is Step 2. This is Shall We Dance, sorry. Shall We Dance. It's a really, really pretty pale pink, if I could talk today. And then I got the Insta Dry top coat. I was a little nervous for this, but honestly, this really works. Like, it dries really quickly. And then I got some cuticle oil because I am tired of around my fingers looking ashy, and this really works well as well. So since this color was so light, I did put about 3 coats on it. This is it after the first coat. And then every time I put a coat on my nails, I would cure it just to make sure that it was set. I was not going to be disappointed this time around. And this is how it turned out. I am going on like 4 days. It has not chipped. It looks really good. So I think I've gotten this gel thing down. I think it's money well spent for the supplies that I purchased to do this. And I know that since this is new, the next time I do my nails, it's going to cost me $0 because I have all these supplies at home. All right, guys, next up is my hair. So I do my own hair as well as my daughter's hair and my son's hair because I'm just not willing to pay $300-400 to get something done. I am over those days. I just do not have it. So you'll see here, I had some knotless braids in. Now, I did use the same parts that I had in when I had quote unquote knotless braids in my hair using my natural hair, but I do go to the gym almost daily, and so it's sweated out and it just needs to be refreshed a lot more often. I am going to the beach in Florida, so I'm just really trying to stretch these out until it's time to redo my hair before my vacation. Now, I've had quite a few people ask me how I learned how to braid, and it was off of good old YouTube University. Me and my daughter were looking a hot mess with crooked braids and everything for a while. Okay, so it took me a little while to learn, but I finally got it down, and I learn how to do our natural hair, like cutting our own ends and doing our silk presses from Deeper Than Hair TV. So I watch Deeper Than Hair TV for my natural hair and Natasha Camille for my braids, because I just find that their videos are easy to follow along. Here you'll see I'm getting my supplies ready to refresh a few braids. I'll use edge control. I don't have a preference. I just use this 24 edge tamer right now because that's what I have on hand. And I do try not to get it on my scalp, so I just use this to help with grip. I have my combs to make my parts and to brush out my hair whenever I take the braiding hair out. And then I have 2 big bags of braiding hair in my closet. And I really don't purchase hair that often because I don't use a lot of hair for our hairstyles. I like my styles light. And so typically I will just use hair that I have in my bag, and a lot of times it will be Spectra. So in this pack, it was $7.99. I got 3 bundles. Hello, that is a good deal to me. Now, if you are learning how to braid your hair using braiding hair, I 100% recommend getting one of these racks. I got this off Amazon for like $20. I think it's called a sewing rack, but I just use it for the hair, and it cuts the amount of time that I'm doing my hair in half because I can just grab my pieces and go. And doing your own hair is already very trying. Okay, it's going to test your patience. Sitting in that chair for $300-400 is literally going to look better and better, and sometimes you just need a professional. Sometimes you want to pay for a convenience and, you know, peace of mind and getting your time back, and that's totally fine. But during those times where you just kind of want to buckle down with your budget and do it yourself, I recommend making it as easy as possible, and this braiding rack helps me do that. Now, speaking of convenience, I think that we all need a little convenience every now and again. I know that this beauty routine was basically me doing everything, and I will say that's great and all, but sometimes I will go sit in a professional's chair, whether it's for my hair, my nails, maybe my lashes, whatever, and that's because you can't get time back, and this can be very time consuming. Like I said in the beginning, this took me the entire week. I skipped some days, and most of the days I just did one thing a day. This day I only did this one little braid, and that was it, because that's all I literally had time for. And I feel like professionals, they deserve to be paid their worth, and that's okay. So just keep that in mind whenever you are going about your beauty or maintenance routine and wanting to incorporate more DIYs. Just know that you don't have to do everything yourself, and if you can afford it, girl, get it done. So that is going to wrap up my beauty / maintenance routine. I hope that this has inspired some of you to kind of take on a more DIY approach with certain things, learn how to do certain things yourself so that you can stretch your money and apply it elsewhere. And if you're not doing anything for yourself because you felt like things were too expensive, I hope that this shows you that you can do certain things, and keeping yourself up doesn't have to be super expensive. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.